Hey guys, Glenn here. Another Monday morning, another vlog. This is probably going to end up being a shorter video. I didn't have a tremendous amount of stuff going on last week, but the stuff that did happen was pretty important, and I had a couple reflections on some of the things that I did. One of the ways that I like to work is normally whenever I go into a new week, new month, or even a new day, I like to have a to-do list of stuff that I'm going to try to accomplish within that period of time. Usually it's like, projects that I need to complete, due dates and whatnot, like some online courses I want to take, people I want to reach out to, websites I want to check out and stuff. So that way it gives my day some structure and some things to do. And, I track my progress as far as, what gets done and what doesn't get done. And I've noticed I've been doing this for a number of months now, and it's always surprises me how little of the things that I originally planned on doing at the beginning of every day, month, or week actually end up happening. And not because I just end up being lazy. I mean, a lot of it's just other stuff happens to come up and takes away from, what you had originally planned on doing. And I'm starting to learn that's, really a trend of life and really the way that I work and the way this business works. So, like for example, this last week, so about a week ago, last Monday, I had really set up like my week, how I was gonna do things, and I'd really want to spend a lot more time working on marketing and branding, like really spend some time like going out and emailing more potential clients, trying to get on more roster sites and stuff. And then Monday morning, I had actually gotten contacted by a gentleman an author who I'd done one of his audiobooks for the previous week. And he liked my work so much that he wanted me to do another audiobook. And I had told myself after finishing that book, just because it had taken so much time, that I was like, okay, I want to take a break from audiobooks so I can just focus on doing other things because it is a big time sink. And well, the money was okay. It's not as good per time put into it as a lot of other projects that I could be doing. But he comes up to me with this project, and it's like twice as long as any other book that I've done, and it's presently the highest paid gig that I've ever had. So I mean, even though I had all these other plans, and I told myself like, I didn't really want to get into doing another audiobook. I mean, it was just an opportunity that the money was good enough that I just couldn't turn it down right now. And because it was such a long book, I mean, it just ended up taking a lot more time to record and edit, and I've still got quite a bit of it to do today and tomorrow. It's going to be due on Wednesday. And I ended up having to put a lot of my initial thoughts about what I wanted to do that week over by the wayside. And I'm just learning that, just the way this business works, the way life works, I mean, that's just sort of something that happens. A lot about life is just, learning to roll with the punches, as they say. I mean, you may have an idea for how you want to go into something, and then, some unforeseen variable comes in and changes the whole way that you look at things, and you got to be able to respond to that. It's like the quote, the best laid plans of mice and men often go awry, said by the great poet Robert Burns of the 18th century. I didn't just know that. I had to look that up today because I wanted to get my notes right and sound smart. But yeah, I mean, that in and of itself I thought was a valuable lesson for me, and I gleaned a couple things for me. So, I mean, first thing I realized is like, even though your plan may go by the wayside by unforeseen variables, it is still good to have a plan to deviate from rather than just to go into a day or a week or a period of time chaotically. I mean, it's still important for me to have some structure for how I spend my time. And like, if I don't have a list of things to do, then I might not get anything done. I mean, I'll just be so like, sort of up in the air and just sort of wandering around, just trying to sort of stay busy with little stuff without having a proper plan. And I mean, there are still certainly days and periods of time where I will be able to get done the stuff that I do. And, I've still got due dates for certain projects where things simply have to be done at that time. And so it is, even though oftentimes I may like, throw away a plan entirely, it's always good to have a plan to deviate from rather than just assuming that, I'm never going to have a plan because everything's just so chaotic, blah, blah, blah. And another big thing I learned is the importance of getting things done on time. And not just getting things done on time, like getting things done early with plenty of time left to do it. Because once again, like I said, you never know when something else is going to come up that you may want to do and will want to have time to do. So like if there's a project that, is maybe doesn't take me too long, but I've got like a week or two to do it, I mean, it would really behoove me to put time into like, getting it done in the first couple days because you don't know, you might want to have more of that time available later. Like if you're thinking like, oh, I could just, get this done next week so I can just wait till, this weekend to do it. Something else may come up that just happens that weekend that you now have to, balance this thing that you could have done earlier, but were holding off on because you thought you had all this time when in fact, life throws a curveball at you. And so that's something else I'm learning. Like last weekend, I was actually working on this audiobook, and then a friend contacted me. He knew a mod creator who, pretty popular guy, makes a number of mods for Fallout 4, and they needed a drill sergeant voice. And, I had done like a demo for another project that he had sent to the guy. I'll be doing a similar kind of voice, and he liked it. And so I ultimately ended up spending some time working on that project this weekend. And, I had to put, the book further aside. And, thankfully, I wasn't managing my time so poorly that I couldn't do both. But, it just really reinforced this idea that, like, you never know what's going to come up. You never know, what other opportunities are going to become available to you later on. So when you have time available to you, don't waste it. I mean, use that time for stuff that you have on your plate, and that way you can be available for more things that may come up. So, yeah, I mean, I did both of those, and yeah, it was cool. And I mean, it was just another important, week of, as I'm building this thing, continuing to learn how best to manage my time. So, yeah, that's about what I've got here. So, yeah, so the importance of being disciplined, but also staying flexible. All right, that's what I've got. Sweet. I will follow up with you guys in a week. Take care. God bless.